Well, and finally we get the system that we deserve, where it's like we're finally going to be able to get real, like the thing that happened to Utah in '04 and '08 will be remedied. They'll get to show on the field if they're the best or not, and then there's no more argument. That's why, like, all these national championships, in reality, before the BCS, and the BCS wasn't great either. So okay, so I know what's going on here. I'm actually gonna go fight Ganondorf. But I'm glad I could get into this thing, so that's good. Um, but like in my opinion, every championship kind of before that, I don't, I don't know that I really recognize it the same way that that I feel like a champion where you have 12 teams get in and it's a tournament. That is really like, yeah, like if you win that, you are a national champion. Like there's no, because if you cannot be a top 12 team, essentially, or you can't win your conference, and that's why you're not in the playoff, it's like, well, you don't really have much of an argument. And the G5 gets an auto bid too. So even all these little schools, they get an auto, if you're whoever's the highest ranked champion of the G5, they get in. So you could be, let's say they were ranked 20th, but they were still the highest of the G5s. That's the team that gets into this playoff scenario. And it's like awesome. I like cool. And then they get a shot, and there's nothing like, and if they win, like if it's, the 20th ranked team ran through Georgia, Alabama, Utah, Clemson, and they won, how special would that be? That'd be way special.
But what was the game that people thought that decided a lot of that a couple of years ago? What team was it? Was it University of South Florida, Central Florida? That was like
undefeated. So they went undefeated, and then they claimed
and then they played Georgia.
They played
and
they won. So they went undefeated. They claim, so it's just like Utah. They claim a national championship there because there was a poll. So Utah was number 1 in Anderson and Hester poll, and I don't know if that's 2 polls or just 1. I'd have to look that up. But it's in the official NCAA record book. That's why I say, like, they are officially a national champion. It is in the official record book of the NCAA. You cannot argue it. They are a national champion. The problem is that there's 2 national champions then. Because that poll said, this is why I sometimes have to wear this stupid frog armor. Because it's raining. Duh, duh, duh. Game designers, that's a bad game design. I hate it. I hate it with all my heart. But so, UCF had the same thing. They were the number 1 team in a nationally recognized poll, because that's like what it has to be. It has to be nationally recognized. Because obviously you don't just like want a random poll that, doesn't really mean anything, right? To necessarily be recognized. Okay, so I'm trying to get under this, and like there's a hole in there. I've actually already been to this hole once. Maybe can I do this? I can do this. All right. I figured it out, fam. Let's just do this. Don't need to run around like an idiot. But so they claim that national championship, and they should. But in both the Utah and UCF years, there was a BCS champion. In the UCF year, I think it was actually the 4-team playoff champion. I can't remember now if it was still BCS.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, there should be a banner. They should both take it. Because, like, so when BYU won the championship in '84, 4 teams claim a national championship that year. 4. Because BYU got the AP one, and that's like the more recognized one. And that's fine. But like Washington claims to be a champion. I think maybe Nebraska that year claims a championship. And there's one other team, because they all were a number 1 team according to a different poll. All of them were. And it's like, and if you're a football fan, or if you're a fan of like, oh, what am I doing? I need to get to this little hole. Oh, did I miss it? I think I missed it. Or no, here it is. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm okay. I'll get there, everyone. Don't worry, fam. Um, so it's like I would claim it too. It's like what does, and because they didn't play each other, right? So they didn't play each other. There was no official game. I would say Washington played better teams, but they did lose. Like BYU, like Utah, was the only undefeated team that year. So that's not unreasonable. I can understand that argument. And so now that we have the 12-team playoff, though, it's like and the thing is that no one will ever actually be able to make that injunction again, right? No one will be able to be like, well, we didn't get into the playoff and we went undefeated. Because, like, if you went undefeated, even in a G5 conference, you most likely did get into the playoff.
Yeah.
So, like, this isn't going to be a problem anymore, which is exciting. Like, that's good. Like, we want it to not be an issue. And then it's just like, whoever wins that tournament, man, you're the national champion. And so Utah can go 9-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And still get in. And, and for me, that actually is, in my opinion, that's better too. Like, I actually don't like, you lose, like last year, we lost to Florida, week 1, in Florida, and season's essentially done. I hate, like, that's not fun. What's fun about that?
Yeah, that's problematic.
Isn't that dumb?
That's dumb.
Doesn't that feel dumb to you? It feels dumb to me.
That's the problem about large amalgamations, though.
Right.
Kind of like schooling or federal government or anything else.
How do I get there? That's where I need to get, and I'm here. Maybe this leads in there? Alright. I know, I've been to this, like... Ugh. Did I go the wrong... How did I get there the first time? How'd I do it, everybody? I don't remember. Be nice if there was just another shrine really close, but there's not. Okay, I'm gonna start that over. Let's try this again. But yeah, so that's what I'm excited about. And as it goes back to your original question with like BYU, it's like BYU just needs to realize like they, for a long time they had their, time in the sun, and I'm wondering if it's like the top of that thing and then that goes down. Does that make sense? Oh, that does not. That rock was moving. That was unsettling. I feel like
that hole. You gotta get
there's like a hole. Yeah. Is that? Yeah. Like that there's a hole up there. Cause so like that little like sun looking signal. Do you see what I'm looking at? That says that there's a hole, and usually it's on like the surface, but when you get into this, oh my gosh, I'm gonna just fall. Oh my gosh, this is the worst part of this game. Developers, this was not your no. Hate this. Okay. But yeah, so they had their time in the sun, especially in the 80s and 90s, and then Ron McBride came and they started being competitive, and then Urban Meyer came and they went undefeated, and then Whittingham went undefeated, and then it's like I think BYU fans are kind of just stuck. That's why they always bring it up, because it's like, yeah, you have a national championship. That is great that you're recognized as a national champion in 1984. I've done the statistical modeling on it. I disagree. Like, I don't think you were the best team that year. But people would say that same thing about Utah in 08. And so, okay, fair enough. And I think BYU fans took a lot of lumps in the most recent. They lost 9 games in a row. They finally beat Utah. and then they still at the end of the season are ranked behind Utah because people still felt like Utah was a better team. So it's like, yeah, I get it. You finally get, and they haven't even played it down yet in a P5 conference yet, and that's like they're like, can we get this season going? Like we have felt like a P5 team, which is, that's fair enough. For years, we never were recognized as one, and so can we? They definitely want it to get going and starting and all that jazz, and and I don't blame them. I just wonder, as far as this season goes, I think they might be in for kind of a rude awakening because they, I don't like Utah did too. Like we're all like, yeah, we won the Mountain West, like we went undefeated a couple years ago, and look at how great we've been, and it's like, it's different, guys. Like it's different. Like when you start having to play those dogs every week. Oh my gosh, Cam. Oh my gosh, what a waste of time. So dumb. It's so dumb. I hate.
Teleport out of the whole thing.
Yeah, and try and enter it at a different angle, I guess. I cannot stand that. It is so this game is a good game. Like I said, it probably deserves Game of the Year. What's going on right now is stupid. This is not fun. Like, it's not fun to climb this thing.
Do other games have stamina requirements?
They do, and that's like, it's not even necessarily a bad idea to have stamina per se. The problem is like, okay, have stamina, but then don't make it a slog. Like don't make it so unappealing that when it's put into practice, you're just left thinking to yourself, I just climbed that whole tower, didn't get to the top of the tower, and now I have to do this. That might not even have been... Is it a different tower?
Yeah, why don't they make...
Was that the tower?
Why don't they make stops to where you at least can rest or something?
Well, and it's like, I think they had that idea. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to, go through the castle? And admittedly, I am kind of just getting impatient, but my impatience, I feel, is warranted.
Oh, that's different.
What am I missing? Everyone out there.
Ourselves
out there.
Ourselves.
Yeah, so I was climbing this. Yeah, I mean, that just goes all the way up to the castle, I guess. So, you can drop down here. Alright, let's try this way, and then if not, I'm going to go into the castle. Maybe the castle, I have to go from the castle in. I don't know. So let's try this again.
Trying to get to that flag?
No, I'm trying to get to the marker, but I don't know what way I'm supposed to go to get to the marker. So
So you're the
I
arrow?
went that way. Yeah.
But you need to go to that blinking thing behind you?
Yes. So if I'm looking at the map, I'm trying to go this way now. So there's a little tunnel thing, and what I'm hoping is that this tunnel goes here. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And so, but I might just need to go in the castle in here, somewhere in the castle, and then drop down in the castle, like here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So, and I don't know what this chasm, so there's this chasm that is a Hyrule Castle chasm. That's what I feel like I just dropped in.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, and if you look around the rest of this place, there aren't, I guess there is those. So I'm thinking that I'm there then already. I just need to get to where I'm going.
Seems like you're going backwards.
Yeah. So that's the thing is I don't really know. I don't know. So I've been here before. I finished the map, So I've actually already done all this stuff. Oh my gosh. The Lionel is shooting at me. Oh my gosh. This is not fun, game. So dumb. Like, don't do dumb things just for the sake of it. Like, I have the Master Sword. I want to go kill the bad guy. Let me go kill the bad guy, please. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Never gonna happen. Is that a big centaur?
Yeah. And like, I can beat him, but like, it takes time and effort that I don't want to give right now. This is where video games become infuriating. Okay, climb, go, up, up we go, up we go. Oh my gosh, so stupid. Anyways. That kind of stuff just is like, it's not fun. Like, games are supposed to be fun. Did I not even go the right way?
Looks like...
This looks like a new place. I'm trying to get here, I think. Or maybe this is where I ended up. Where was this? Maybe I already went there. Oh, Cam. I don't know. Let's just keep going. Let's just soldier on. Oh, and now I'm frozen. Bats! Ugh. Your eyeballs are super useful when you fight Cleox, so I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm just complaining in general because I'm upset. Bat, get away. Give me your eye. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh! This is why video games suck sometimes.
Smokes. How deep can you go?
Super deep. Okay. So now I'm not playing. So we must be in the right place. Power of a sage cannot reach you. Okay, I don't care. I really could not care. Okay, so now I'm gonna go here. So now I'm headed back. Okay. Use my little power. Power. Oh, can't do that.
That's what I got tomorrow. Sorry, I was trying to think of what my schedule was tomorrow. Like, and I don't exactly know what ones are which.
That's funny.
I was trying to think. I have 2 world history and 2 English 12s tomorrow. I was thinking I should just get my English endorsement so that Roots wouldn't have to worry about getting an English teacher, and I could just stay the English 12 teacher. I don't really want to do more stuff.
How much more do you have to do that, though?
I don't know.
Too much, that's the answer.
Enough to do it. I was looking at the application today, and it said I only need to get like a associate endorsement. I only need to get like 3 of the 9 class things at the bottom. I wonder if any of my... Because I took several English classes for my undergrad.
Just go forward.
And then you would think like legal writing and stuff would, you know, be a good enough like English type of...
Right.
But who knows? I mean, Bethany got her degree in English and they still wanted her to take a bunch of...
Well, of course not. Why would they do anything that's like simple and easy and like actually make sure life not so terrible?
Right.
That's not what education is about. Education is about making people want to quit educating.
Pretty much. I mean, I don't know, like, with that class, I feel super overwhelmed, and I'm just wondering how I can use ChatGPT
to do everything.
To help me expedite it. I used it in class today to try to have fun with the kids. They did not get it. I had, like, a few people attempt it, and only one was successful. Because I wanted it to be kind of like, get to know you, you know, this is interesting world history, so during my prep, I was like, how could I use this? And I was like, write me a brief description of what I would be like in the 15th century as a man in his mid-40s that likes cars, animals, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it did a synopsis of, I should be doing animal husbandry because they're not cars, and, you might be respected in the community.
That's good.
So I thought I'd have fun with that, but...
So I'm going to go fix my health. Luckily, I can place these things, so now I can just get all the way back here without having to do all that nonsense.
Nice. So, but yeah, I don't know how to inspire kids to do fun stuff like that, because some of them did, but just a lot of them didn't.
So that's why I kind of give up on that sometimes.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, it's like, and I do tons of stuff. I coach baseball, I coach soccer. I did League of Legends clubs. We try and do I teach different types of subjects, and it's like, maybe that's why we get into this, mode of like, me and you, a lot of teachers are like, oh, a new year. And they're like jazzed about it. And it's like, for me, it's like, guys, I know this. Like, I know what's going to happen. I know already. So like, and honestly, because kids don't want to listen to what we have to say, that's what makes it so hard and frustrating. Is like, maybe we wouldn't feel that way if we were like, we felt respected and listened to, but because we know we're not, maybe that's like the big thing.
Yeah. Because, Dustin and I have talked about this, like, trying to put in more effort for lessons and stuff like that.
Sure.
Usually doesn't pay off.
Nope.
And so, when you get enough of the feedback, it's just like, well, I don't want to do more.
Right.
Well,
and it's like, for me, my whole curriculum's built. Like, in both classes, both ECS and math. It's like, I have a thick old book, and I have the Code HS curriculum. And it's like, I couldn't make the curriculum better than they could make it.
Do you think that's good or bad, though?
For me, it's good because it gives me less stress.
Well, yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, it's not yours.
And honestly,
math's different.
Well, math, I don't know it matters that it's mine. Maybe, like, because I made curriculums for, like, video game design. And I'm proud of what I did for video game design. Web development was a little tougher. And so, like, I did that. And I had some success, and that was great. I made a video game history class, and that was cool. But it's like, I just don't feel like I need to reinvent the wheel for kids who don't care. And so it's like, I've got to be okay with not making my own curriculum. Especially when it's like, really what we're doing is we're facilitating. Like, if you go back to that facilitator piece and the way we kind of look at it, if you look at it that way, it's like, well, that's, that is what we're doing. And so I don't need to create my own thing. I don't have that desire. I don't need it.
Who's Dolwick again?
Dulwick. Yo, it's Princess Tulip. Hey, bud. It's Isaac. It's Isaac, right? No. Dulwick is... You're not Isaac. Dulwick is Finn, correct? I think it's Finn. I think it's Sophia's...
Nope.
Okay, Dulwick. Is it Isaac? Oh, it was. It is. Okay, tell me which one. I've said the... It's Finn, yeah? Finn. Yeah, so that's Sophia's brother.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So transgender boy. Going by Finn now. Used to be a different. I don't know. How do you approach that situation, Finn? How do I describe you to someone who doesn't know you? How do you prefer to go about that?
Because I don't think I met Finn.
No, but you know Sophia. Yeah. So I helped Finn essentially graduate during COVID. I literally went to Finn's house.
Wow.
And was a mail order teacher, and got Finn graduated. So I would do that every day. And so me and he was on the League of Legends team.
I see.
Yeah. but that was before Finn was Finn. So like yeah. So that's why I asked that question. Not sensitive subject, but I'll obviously want to
Well,
learn.
that's great.
I still tell people about you coming over. Yeah. Well, that's good. We'll always have that connection. I mean, that is something good about Roots, even though I don't work there at the moment. It's like I'll always have those connections to those students.
Yeah, I did focus on that a bit more today, and just about we're here to make relationships. So you guys do what you can for me, and I will do what I can for you. I won't necessarily, I do care. I don't know if I care about academics. I care about learning, and I do like FTM, female to male. If that was your question.
Yeah, I'm just trying to describe you to Cam, but I want it to be like your true self, which engenders all of it, not just like simply saying, oh, Sophia's brother, because that's like, there's more to it than that. But I don't know how to necessarily approach that either, so maybe that is all I should say, and then like if you guys ever met, you'd be like, oh, okay, I understand. There is a little difference to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I care about, me and Finn. I care about Finn, and because of those experiences, I have a really good relationship with, Finn's family and Sophia, and so it's like, those are all really good things.
Yeah. I mean, that is the thing that does help when you do have those relationships with students. First day, there were some good ones that I had good discussions with. I hope.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So yeah, just a few students that care enough to talk back and to actually pay attention and listen. It's a really low bar.
Well, and that I think honestly is the whole thing. Is it's like
I will say that there are too many students for my classroom right now for most of the classes I've had.
I have 40.
That's a lot.
In multiple classes.
Yeah.
So like, what do they expect?
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? Like, I'll do my best, but it will, like, you will not have the level of care if there was only 20.
That's pretty impersonal. And I mean,
yeah,
there's 20 plus in my room, which it's not so much the amount, it's the size of the room's availability.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of chaotic, etc. I need to readjust the way I set up the tables, because I don't like the way that I did it.
Right.
I think a lot of my chairs got bogarted during the summer, and so I only have 13 of the good chairs.
Out of the way, you dumb mech. Jeez, he's like pushing me out of... Sorry. Oh my gosh. Get out of the way! Moron. Sorry. Anyways, back to your good story.
So yeah, I asked them for new chairs. The board, said the board might do something about it. Because I hate the folding chairs. Folding chairs are awful. But anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like...
I get too many students, and I don't know if they just assume that, there'll be an attrition rate, and then that will kind of...
Oh, I bet they do. They have to.
I mean,
I'm sure that... Because they gave me 41 students. I have 40 desks. So they have to, right? Like, because they can't be... Like, they can't be... Unless I'm to assume that they're idiots. And I don't think they are. Like, I don't not like the counselors. Like, I think they just... It has to be that, right?
Yeah.
Or someone's gonna stand, and there's no more desks that go in that room. It would become a fire hazard if I put another desk.
Yeah.
And it already is probably a fire hazard with how many desks there are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. And the air in my room and in that whole wing or that whole side of the building was not working today. So it was pretty hot and sweaty.
You guys need a new building.
I do.
There's never been a truer statement stated about that.
Yeah.
You
Especially,
need a new building. Holy crap.
especially with 220 something kids. But I know that Tyler doesn't want too big of a building because then the board and stuff will want more students there. But then he's like, well, that will dilute, the aspect of the 243 and the more students.
Well, but the problem is like, and I don't disagree with that. but it already is diluted. Like, you already, like, can't tell the kids what they need to be told.
Yeah.
You can't direct them.
Yeah, it was really interesting because he went to a Schwab County school district. And they are doing a district-wide 243. They even made their own 243 shirts.
That's cool.
And so Tyler was just like, yeah, what I really wanted to do is get like you guys and, you know, be like a roots teacher, you know, teacher to like 243 and stuff. I'm like, really? And I was just like, I wouldn't mind that as a job, you know, instead of teaching, you know. Like, I don't necessarily know how I feel about 243. Not necessarily like it's a bad thing, but I'm a genuine person, I want to say, or I'm a really flat person, or maybe both, genuinely flat all the time.
Yeah.
And so, like, I could talk about it, and I, you know, I like the idea in a certain sense, but at the same time, I, you know, I'm not emotional about 243 thing. I'll say it kind of like as a side thing, you know, like at the end of the day, like, ta-da, I got it. You know,
did it.
But
243.
Yeah, but not that I don't think that it isn't helpful and couldn't be helpful. It's just the way that I am, I think, with some of that kind of stuff. Anyway, but that would be a cool aspect. And I talked about, you know, I talked about a new building at the pool party and stuff like that. So I'd be, you know, I have no idea what the future holds for me, and even what I want to do with that future. Because I mean, how do you stop teaching and go to another job and start all over again from the trajectory that you've created, right, after so many years? Because it's not like it's not necessarily a skill that transfers super well in a sense. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I mean, what do? Go back to contract management, especially when you have AI. I mean, you're just assisting the AI at that point, you know, and start in the 40s, maybe 50s, depending. You know, because of the experience level now has been way too many years.
Right.
You know, I don't.
No, I hear you. I hear you, because I feel that same thing. It's like, do I go try and be? Well, and I wouldn't be. I would do a new path. I would finish my Bottega license and become a coder.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a financial analyst. It was terrible. I hated that job.
Yeah.
I especially hated that. Well, I hated the company I worked for. Everything that we're talking about can be done differently, and you know, maybe I would like being a financial analyst and work with profit and loss statements and actuals and that kind of stuff if I worked for a company where when I asked them a question about something they were using, that someone actually helped me. Like, I would literally go to people and be like, I don't understand what this is, will you help me? And then they would just do it for me. And it's like, you guys cannot be this unintelligent. Like, you're building rocket motors for the government, for nuclear deterrence. And you can't understand that you need to actually help me do the work? Like, morons. I could not be more disappointed with ATK. Just a bunch of idiots. There's a reason why it doesn't even exist anymore. It is one of the most mismanaged places that has ever existed. And I learned real quick about government malfeasance and government like waste. Like, they weren't even building rockets on certain programs, but those programs were overrunning millions of dollars. They hadn't even started work yet. And it's like, and what you can have whatever you can have. So, Demon King Ganondorf, rah! Sorry, I'm on this like trip, but it's like, so you can have whatever you feel about like any political side of what I'm saying, but they were ridiculous in their approach and how dumb they were and what they did.
Yeah, where's all that money go? Who gets it?
Companies like this that just waste money. Like, I barely had anything to do, and they were trying to hire another person. And it's like, I just sat there and like, give me the work. Train me on what it is you need. And it's like, I never lied about who I was. I never lied about like what I did or who, you know, what.